The Green Wedge Gambit, a proposed care home development on a Leicester golf course, faces likely rejection, revealing a strategic conflict between urban needs and protected green space. The application to construct a 72-bed care home on a parcel of land within the Leicestershire Golf Club (TLGC) has triggered a significant planning dispute, pitting immediate capital needs against long-term environmental and community preservation.
City planning officers have recommended refusal, arguing the development would erode the predominantly open and undeveloped character of the designated Green Wedge, a critical planning tool to prevent urban sprawl. This recommendation is bolstered by formal objections from 22 letters and a 163-signature petition from residents, creating substantial political headwinds for the project.
However, the proposal retains a pathway forward due to support from local councillor Jenny Joannou and 141 letters of support, highlighting a divided community and a complex calculus for the planning committee.
The anatomy of a planning designation. The Green Wedge is not merely open land but a legally embedded buffer against conurbation, making its integrity a primary planning consideration. The site's location within the Green Wedge between Leicester and Oadby transforms a simple land sale into a high-stakes planning precedent.
This designation is a proactive planning policy intended to maintain visual and physical separation between settlements, preserve local ecology. The land is part of a local wildlife site and safeguard community access to green space. The officer's report frames the development as an irreversible erosion of the strategic buffer, an argument that carries significant weight in UK planning lore.
The golf club's counter-argument that selling a small and peripheral section funds a new irrigation system for wider environmental health attempts to reframe the transaction as a net gain for the Wedge's sustainability, creating a technical debate over the definition of environmental benefit.
Capital needs versus conservation calculus. The golf club's urgent financial requirements clash directly with the statutory duty to protect strategic green infrastructure, creating a zero-sum negotiation. The core of the conflict lies in TLGC's stated need for urgent capital funding, ostensibly for a new irrigation system, positioning the care home as a financial lifeline.
The club's full support for the application is a pragmatic business decision, arguing that a minor concession on the Green Wedge's edge enables the long-term viability of the larger green space it manages. This creates a paradoxical situation, where a guardian of greenland must advocate for its partial development to ensure its overall survival.
The planning committee must now weigh this transactional logic against the principle-based planning policy that views any incursion as a dangerous precedent. The 163 objectors versus 141 supporters statistically underscores a community almost evenly split, removing a clear democratic mandate and forcing councillors into a purely strategic evaluation of land use policy.
Verdict: a likely rejection with lingering appeal. The rigid protections of the Green Wedge will likely prevail, but the underlying financial pressures on golf clubs ensure this model will resurface. The strategic verdict leans heavily toward rejection, as planning officers' recommendations grounded in Green Wedge policy are difficult for elected officials to overturn without robust, countervailing public benefit arguments which the club's private financial need does not fully constitute.
The final decision rests with councillors, who will be acutely aware that approval could weaken the Wedge's legal standing for future applications. However, this is not a terminal outcome for TLGC. The club retains the right to appeal the decision, potentially escalating the case to a national planning inspector.
This case projects a future where recreational land stewards under financial duress will increasingly seek similar public-private compromises, testing the resilience of environmental designations against economic realities. The next strategic step for all parties is to explore alternative funding mechanisms that decouple club sustainability from the fragmentation of protected landscapes.